Hello, I'm Keatron Evans, and I'm going to show you exactly why I'm excited to be a big part of the Infosec Skills training and learning platform. One of the things that I want to kind of point out is the skills platform is really set up to be very conducive to how we actually learn. So let me jump right into it and show you an example of what I mean by that. So it's possible that I might decide, hey, I want to become a certified ethical hacker. So I'm going to go in and take the actual certified ethical hacker learning path. What you get here is a full 40 hours or 25 hours in this case of training just related to passing the CEH. But as you go through it, there's another part in here to where you actually have to do exercises. We have what's called a cyber range where you actually go and do CEH labs. So it's possible that you go into the cyber range and you start doing something like maybe TCPIP for hackers. So we go into that cyber range and go into this lab, and you might discover that, well, you know what, I might have jumped the gun here a little bit. So I don't think I'm actually ready to do TCPIP for hackers, because once it loads up here, what I find out is it's telling me to do a lot of commands and Linux stuff that I just don't understand. Well, guess what? I can back right out of this and say, I wasn't as sharp as I thought I was, so let me see what's more conducive to where I am. There's actually a Linux fundamentals path where you can go in. I go to cyber range. Right over here, there's Linux, 9 hours of just Linux fundamentals. For those of you that are really trying to enter in and you're struggling with Linux and the command line, if I go to just the Linux 9 hours of training, I've got 9 hours of hands-on labs of learning how to use Linux. And this is all within the environment. You don't need to go download any VMs. You don't need to try to set up VMware. You don't need to set up a cloud account or any of that. It's all self-included right here. So as we go through it, what happens is it's teaching me, in this case, what PWD is. It explains what it is and how to run it. If I run the command correctly, it gives me a big green thumbs up to say, hey, you rock, you got it right. So I move on to the next step, and now it's teaching me about how to change directories. So if I do it properly, it gives me a green thumb. But if I did something wrong, let's say I mistyped bin, it's going to give me an error message, and it's not going to give me the green thumb. So it's very interactive, because once I get it right, then it will actually move on and tell me that I got it right. Once we do that and now check PWD to see that we're in a different directory, what you find out is it's very much engaged in helping you to know when you got it right and when you got it wrong. And we put quite a bit of explanation over here to show you why you got it wrong or why you got it right. The last part I want to show you is when you do pass your CEH and you get more advanced and you're ready to step up to some of the bigger stuff, one of my personal paths that I created and put in here is the incident response. And one of the things that you will really love about this path is when you go through, let's go and log into it, and you go and listen to all my videos on incident response and how to do things. I've actually got full out exercises in here. Not only that, I'm doing hands-on demonstrations of how to configure and install things like Zeek. Let's take a look at just a short snippet of this video. So it's me actually going through and talking to you and explaining how to install Zeek, how it works, how it actually runs. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, how do we get access to this environment? Well, guess what? Anything that you don't have right here in Skills, I've actually put it up as a download in your path here. So if you go ahead and jump into this learning path for incident response, one of the things that you get in addition is all the VMs that I'm using, I give you copies of those, and you can get those from right over here on the right if you go to Incident Response Project, which, by the way, I'm requiring you to complete 2 projects where I give you incident response files, and you have to solve these cases. Tell me what the hackers did, how they got in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, to get the certificate for completing this path. I give you the VMs, you can download those that I'm using, and I even created an instructional video to show you how to configure your own Kali VM if you choose to do it that way. So this is why I'm excited about being a part of this project and a part of Skills, because I don't think that anywhere in the industry you have a platform combined with expert level instructors and things like that to give you this much access for as little as we're charging for it. So come join me, join the incident response, join the ethical hacker, and we got so much more great content coming up to release on this platform. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed that presentation.